Well, so welcome back to part two of the group build with the Trumpeter 135 scale ASLAV with me, Jason, and Peter. I've done a little bit more in the last hour, just while I've been waiting for my first video to upload, which it has. Excuse me. So what I've done is I've put the front, I'd say, suspension bits on, because they're on top of these springs. So that was quite tricky. I've got a couple of little bits. Oh shit, sorry. So there's a couple of little bits. I'll see if I can find them for you. There. There's a little triangle. So there's one on each side. And there's little locating spots for them. But they were a little bit tight. So had to put them in obviously separately, and it goes over the top of the spring. So yeah, so that's done. And to my surprise, Peter today told me they were actually I'm a bit confused with what to call them, because if it's a ship, they're screws. If it's a plane, they're props. But this is a ASLAV, so I'm just going to call them ships, screws, or props. But there's two props on both sides, so one on each side, so port and starboard side of the ASLAV. So they're on now. So what I have to do now is put in parts F5. So I've got the F sprue out here. I've just tightened up my third eyes, or whatever you want to call them, magnifiers. So we've got to get F5 off, which are these little tiny little pieces here. I'm not sure if you can see them. I'm just trying to find something I can put there. Yeah, so these little bits here. Anyway, might work on that actually. Just take it away from the those bits. Yeah, there's a fair bit of injector pin or injector marks there, so I have to take those off. So I'll cut these off. It's a stupid show on TV, so you can probably hear that. It's only 9:05 on Sunday night, so there's never anything good on anymore on Sunday nights like there used to be, and now they are. So cut these off. So I've got to go to work tomorrow at Liquorland. Public holiday, so that's good. Bit of extra coinage. So I'll take that bit off the top. There we go. So looks like it goes that way. Yep. Put that there like that. Trying to make sure they can see it, Simon. People don't come here to watch you, or to look at your little icky sticky board. Like that. There we go. Just wait for that to dry. I'll put the other one on. So what I'll do is I'll come back in a minute Actually, no, why not just put this one on? Just for get it done. Now I've got one more bit to do on part 3, and that's it for part 3 and the first page of the instructions. And Peter, if you notice, I'm actually screwing up my paint lid every time I use it, paint glue, every time I use it. Sort of stops having to buy new cutting mats all the time. If you watch Peter's channel, which you all probably do, or you all would, he tends to have new mats all the time. He keeps on leaving the lids off his glue. It's a bit spilly, a bit messy, old Pete. There we go, that one's done. There we go. So, it's really, really sticky here tonight. Just give me 1 minute. Let's take my t-shirt off because you can't see me, which is lucky. Unfortunately, I saw Nigel today. Naked, sort of naked. Now I need 2 F11s. What have we got here? 8, 9, 10. Okay, this is different. Oh no, there we go. I know what I'm doing now. Alright, so got a little bit there, which you can't really see. That's F11. So where that goes is into these 2 little locating pin or slots here. There's 2 there. And where did I put that piece? Oh shit. There it is, found it. There we go. It's quite a good little episode of Aussie Models Live today. Oops. Jason popped in for a little while. Braden popped in. He's helping Jace do his outlaw paints. Braden's a really nice guy. Not that I've really spoken to him, but yep. Very clever man. Very, very clever man. A little bit more. Alright, so there you can see. Just put that part on there, the little that bit just there. Just put that on. Got one more to go on the other side, and then it'll be on to part 4. So I'll be back when I start part 4. So I'll talk to you then. Okay. So same night still. Back. Just having a look at the instructions for part 4. I'm not going to do any tonight probably. Actually, I won't. I'm going to go lay down in bed. But I'll do one little bit. Maybe. Probably not actually. Okay, so we've got to have on it. We've got shockies. What I'm saying is shockies. We've got other things, spring things, and then we've got rudders. Rudders for the props, screws, whatever we're going to call them. So this will be a first thing in the morning job. When I wake up, it's actually quite a lot of work to do on the bottom. So far there's 8. Yeah, so we've got eight steps to do on the bottom. So I've done the first 3. I'll start 4 tomorrow, 5 whenever, then there's 6 putting the wheels together. So the wheels and the big rubber tyres. And a few more bits and pieces. So yeah, I'm going to really enjoy this. I'm actually not going to worry about doing anything else, any other build, until this is done, I don't think. I might have a look at the turpits again. But until tomorrow, I hope you all have a nice sleep. Yeah, and I will... there's some cyanoacrylate. So there's some PE that comes on the bottom as well. So that's going to be good fun. I like PE now. That's on parts 7 and 8, but... So anyway, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Well, good morning and welcome back. It's now Monday morning, 2nd of January 2023. I've got a couple of hours before I have to go to work. So I'll get a bit of this done. So what I'm looking at today is part 4 of the instructions. So putting these on. So a fair bit of work to do this morning. So yeah, it's I think this looks really good to start with. Obviously I'll tell you the start, but everything's fit really well so far. Pete's having a bit of a whinge about the flashing, but that's Pete. No, there was a little bit, not as much as, well, mine hasn't got as much as his by the look of it. But yeah, so that's the start so far. So what I have to do now, I have to get out 8 of the A18 parts, which are these, just there. I have to get 8 of those off. One, put that over there. 2, that over there. I'll just do one side to start with, I think. 3, over there. I really don't want to go to work today, but it's a public holiday. So it should be on around about probably 55, 60 bucks an hour, which is all right. So just give these a little bit of a clean up. I forgot to say on the first video, when I do my cleanup, I usually only use the, I don't have my blade that way. I have it vertical or just on a little bit of an angle, so I'm not cutting into the plastic too much. So all it's really doing is scraping parts that need to be scraped. It's usually like join lines and sort of crap. That's the first one done. Alright, so what I'll do, I'll just get all these cleaned up and I'll come back. So I'll talk to you in a minute, okay? So I've got all these cleaned. So what you can see on the body of the hull of the tank, or ASLAV, just here and there, and there's two on that side as well. There's little locating areas, and on the actual part, you've got a nice square flat bit there, and then you've got a little circle with a hole in it there. So what we have here on this strut, there's a little up the top here, there's little parts that will, like little locator pins, that this will connect to, hopefully. Yeah, so this will connect to that. Looks like a bit of screwing around by the look of it. Sorry, it's not really in focus here, but yeah, so it will fit. So what I'll do is I'll put one together and I'll come back and show you what that looks like once that's done. So hopefully it's not as hard as it appears to be when I'm trying to do it on camera. So give me 5 and I'll be back. Alright, so there we go. Let's see them next to those struts there. So just there, and on the other sides as well. So there, and there. It took a little bit of time to do it, and I had to use the Tamiya extra thin quick drying or quick setting, because the Tamiya extra thin wasn't setting quick enough and they were coming off. So now I just have to do the next 4, which are on the other side. So I'll get stuck into that and I'll come back when I have to start doing parts A12 and A17. Sorry, A12 and A17. So I'll be back soon. Okay, so we're back. What we've got is, this is A11 and A17. So that's A11, a little bit there. And then you've got A17, which is that little circle there. So what happens is the little circle goes into the bigger circle here. So it fits in nicely. So just on the bottom of the little circle, oops, just a little bit of flashing. So it's just using the knife to get rid of that, so you couldn't see that. So all I do now is to put a bit of the quick setting into the hole. And get the A17 part and put it in, and there you go. So that's that part done. And then all that needs to be done is it slots into those parts there. So that's where they go. But you can see there's a locating hole there. But what happens is it will then clip over that bit, which you can't really see. It'll clip over that. So that's quite easy. So all I do with that is a little bit of the quick setting into the hole. Do it up. And then put the key in to the keyhole. And there you go. So that's that done. So I'll do that with the other one, and then I'll be back to put on more of the struts, which is part 5 actually. So I'll continue doing part 4, which I just have to put the rudders on. So I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so welcome back. Here we go. A15 is the rudder. So, having a look, the rudders go at the back here, which makes it a bit strange considering it doesn't get to control any of the prop at all. They're quite low down. Unless I've put the props in the wrong spot. Oh my God, I'm so dumb. I really am dumb. Alright, so what I've done is I've put the props the wrong way around. They're meant to be down this way. So now I've got to try to fix that. So give me about an hour and I'll be back. I always stuff one thing up. Alright, talk to you soon. Alright, so there we go, fixed. So the only way I did that was I tried to use a bit of CA debonder. Didn't work very well. So I just used some extra thin quick setting, which melted the plastic around where it was meant to be, and then just used my hobby knife to get rid of the rest of it. So yeah, so that's all fixed now. Just hopefully they're in the right spots. They look to be. Now, so the rudders go just in front of it there, which hopefully will be able to get to it through the top. So I might just use a bit of the normal extra thin for this one. With glasses on, see what I'm doing. Okay. In like so. Let's just hopefully that sets in there. There we go. So there you go, that's one rudder. Very close to the prop, but hey, that's the way it goes. Anyway, so I'll be back. I just finished these two off, and then I'll be back. So I'll talk to you soon. Okay, so there we go. They're all in now. So that part's all done. It's quite difficult getting these little bits in, like those ones there. It's got a little locator pin and a small little hole, and it's got a little locator pin at the bottom of this spring thing here. Just can't really see. No, can't see. But it was quite tight. But yeah, so that's pretty much all the bottom part done now. Or part B done anyway. Or 4, I should say.
Done. Tick. So now I have to put on more of these springy type things. So I've done those. And then I have to put the front on, or the back, and also a couple of D-shackles. So I'll get all that out, and I will come back and talk to you soon. Alright, see ya. Okay, so welcome back. Just put the first spring, or whatever this thing is, on. So this is the part here. It's quite long. It's all one bit. And Peter was right. Peter said it was very fragile. It is. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. And just broke it. Fuck. That's alright. We'll just glue that back on. Alright, so now if we do this gently, I need to get... Alright, so that's the first breakage of this build. Okay. Something a bit thicker. And it won't set as quick. Give me a bit more time to play with it. Make sure it's both, it looks like they're both the same. There we go. I'll let that set for a little bit, and I'll come back. Cleaned up the bit, so let's have a look at where it goes. Goes this way. Goes into these slots here. There's locating pins and holes to put them in. Very fiddly little bit, this. I might just put some glue in. Push these in a little bit better. There we go. Oh no. Broken bit broke again. It's alright. We'll put it in. That way it's going to stay there. There we go. It's nice and fixed now. This bit goes there. Like so. There we go. So it's that bit fixed and all put together. So I can tick off that, tick off that. They're all done. So now define F12, so I need 2 F12s and A7, which I can tell is this bit here straight away. Cut that off. A7. So get my little model knife. Take all that off. There we go. So now that goes front here. Get the bloody thing in. So the first time I've said that. Oh snap. So that I really can't see what I'm doing here. When I get home tonight, I think I might do an unboxing of the Hawk aircraft. Actually, no, I won't. I'll wait for a little while for that one. Can't get this in. So, well, sometimes I wish I didn't give up surf photography. So much easier. And the hardest thing's not drowning. And as a very good swimmer, unless I hit my head, I'm not going to drown. Just can't seem to get it in the hole here. Not sure if it's too thick or... Sorry, my hand's going to be in the way here, but unfortunately it needs to be. I'm probably going to swear in a minute. I might just make these holes a little bit bigger. What if I put... I remember seeing someone do this to make it a little bit bigger. Just soften the plastic a bit. Right over there so I don't spill it. Perfect. So that worked. It's a bit of a hint if you are having trouble putting things in the hole. Put a bit of the extra thin quick setting and it will fix it for you. There we go. Now I've got, put this away because that's about all I need off the A sprue for the time being. Let the F sprue out still. Oh, I haven't opened this one yet, so here's the one I've opened. Ugh. Just a couple of D shackles to take off. Look at the little D shackles there. Really quite detailed actually. Quite good. Let's take these off. And that goes onto these bits there. Sorry about that. There we go. Like that. Keep losing it. Yeah. There we go. I'm just trying to find out what's going to look good, what sort of weathering. I reckon that D shackle might be painted white with a bit of rust in it. If anyone's considering doing this build, go to Outlaw Paints and get their Ozcam kit. There we go. D shackles are on. Can't really see them that well, but they're just there. Oh, you can see them really well. Quite large. So they're on now. And now all I have to do is, so I'll just mark those off. Mark that off. And I have to get C1. So let me get all this sorted out and I'll come back in a second. Alright, so I have C1. Required me to drill some holes. So I did, because I'm very, people tell me to do things, I'll do it. There we go, holes drilled. So now this slides on to the front of the lower tub, or lower hull, and goes like that. So as you can see, there's over the thing. So what I'll do is I'll put some extra thin into that, put that back on. Oops, get the bit, hook it into the, there we go. That's all nicely connected now. So it looks to me as though that would be part 5 done. There we go. So it's all the starting part of the lower hull is done. Now all I have to worry about doing is the wheels. So I'll get those done. I think that'll be the end of this video. So I'll need to get parts H, H3 and H1, and there's H1 and H2 for the rear wheels. So I'll do the front wheels first. So let me get everything sorted out and I'll come back and we'll go through it all. Alright, so here's my H sprue. So I've got to get H1 and H3. So this is H1 and they're H3. Where do I need H2? Oh, H1 and H2, okay. So let's just make up one tyre or one wheel while we're talking. So with these I'm just cutting off as close as I possibly can to the actual sprue connection. You want it to be as round as possible. You don't want to have to do a lot of sanding or a lot of filing, because that could not make the wheel round anymore. Could not make the wheel round anymore. Could flatten the wheel. So H1 and what was it? H3. So there's that way. So it connects in there. Alright, so just a little bit of extra thin. Like so. What I like to do when it comes to wheels and stuff, which I haven't done a lot of, just go over the connection with a bit of extra thin just to make it that extra thick. I mean extra strength. I'm struggling. So then I get the tyre. There's a rubber tyre without any branding on it. There we go. That's the first wheel and first tyre. A lot of detail on the tyre, good tread. Not sure if you can actually see it. Yes, you can see the tread. So yeah, it's a really good little addition to the kit. I like the rubber. So I'll come back once I've done all those. So I'll do all the front wheels first. So I'll talk to you soon. Okay, there's the 4 front tyres. So I'm just going to take all this, the plastic or the rubber off, give them all the prime. Not sure what colour they are on the actual tank itself. Okay, so they're green. The rims are green. So I'll have to take the green off. It says it needs tyre black somewhere. H77. Oh, spare tyre. Must be painted H77, so I don't think that's rubber. Okay. Alright, so just get the rims off, or out of the tyre bit itself. So I put these into a little container. So I know they're my front tyres. I'll put them into something so I know they're front. give them a bit of a prime over the next day or two. I'll put them in this container. Oh, messy. I'll put them on this. All right. So they're front. All right, now I'll just do the back, and yeah, then I'll see what else I'm going to do. So I'll be back tomorrow at some stage. So yeah. Okay, so welcome back. I've decided in the next, I'll go to work in an hour. I'm going to make a start on part 7, which I've done, putting these little boxes on. Almost put them up the wrong way, but I caught that before I did. So what I have to do, I have sprue, I need to get sprue D, which isn't this one. So I'll put this one back. This was sprue B, which was the things at the front. So sprue D, let's see, I think this is D here actually. Yep, sprue D, I have in my hand. Oops. And you can also see I've got the photo etch frets out. So I need D2, D15, and D21. So obviously it's all under here. So we'll just cut this off gently. There we go. So we need D2. Which is this one. Again, this is extremely fragile by the look of it. Alright, it's a D2. Just make sure it's all off. So just trying to have a look at this, that goes that way. Oh, it's a D2. Goes here. It looks like it's a bit of a ladder. But unfortunately, I have to get rid of that because the prop is a bit too low. So get rid of this. I'll be able to slide that underneath. Get rid of this. The flashing. Alright. So now let's see if that will work now. That can come off too. There we go. Looks like the prop needs to be a little bit more forward. That's alright. That's alright. I have ways to make this happen. So what was happening was this goes here, like so. But the prop was stopping it going all the way across to where it's meant to go. So that's alright, so I fixed that. So it just gives a bit of a sand to flatten this off a bit. Bit of normal extra thin on it. Put there like that. Now a bit of extra thin quick setting. Just along there. Push down on it a little bit. Sorry you can't see this. There we go. So fix that problem up. Your little ladder. So hopefully it works out well. Anyway, I'll fix this up, finish it all up, and I'll come back and show you when it's all done. Alrighty, so completed that bit. There's a little cage that goes around the prop. Good depth of field there. I don't want good depth of field, I want focus on the part I'm trying to show. Oh, it's not going to work, is it? Oh, let me get my toiletry bag for work out. There we go. As you can see, the cage around the prop. So yeah, it's quite fiddly. I take it by looking at it, the whole thing's meant to join up to make like a full cage, and most of it has. One or two bits haven't joined up, but it's on the bottom, so you're not really going to see it. But yeah, that was a bit of fun. That will be it for the day. So I'm just going to finish off this, and then when I get home from work at about 6:15, I'll put the PE on, and that'll be it for the for this build, or this video. I'll actually put it only on one side, the PE on one side, just at the moment. So yeah, I might even start doing that now. So anyway, I'll show you the parts of the PE I need to get. I'll just put this over here so I don't break it. So, with the PE parts, I need PE fret B. Oh, dear Lord. There we go. Oh, I've got it off anyway. So I need PE. It was very thick. This trumpet of PE, I like it. So I need, starting at the back, I need 5. So there's 1, 2, there's 2 5s. I need a PE 6. There's 2 of those. PE 12, which is tiny little, or 2 of those tiny little circles. So, just having a look at, oh, I can see, yeah, alright. You can see where they all go. So, I'll get this done, and I'll come show you the end product. So, I'll see you soon. Alright, so there we go. P's put on, so 2 there, 2 there, and 2 circles. Wish it would focus. I don't know how Pete does it so well. Let's see if I can work something out here, eh? Yeah, still not good, but there you can see it. PE's on, use a Nicky Sticky, obviously. So that's me done for the day. Alright, so g'day and welcome back to part 3, I think it is, of episode 2 of the ASLAV build. The collaboration between me and Jason and Peter. So when I got home from work last night, busy night at work, did around about $25,000 between 1:45 and 6:45, and I was by myself, so yeah, slept very well last night. But
finished the cages for the props, as you can see there. That one was better, you could see that. And all the photo etch for the sides of the hull. So that's all done. And then I've just got out of bed and I've just finished up doing a little toolkit that goes on the side. So I'm actually going to prime this today, and unfortunately I won't be able to paint this exclusively with Outlaw because I don't have the actual paints for it. But the outside of it I can with the green. So I'll do the whole lot with green, but I'll just go over the top with a brown I think I need. Let me just put my glasses on so I can see. Alright, so I need a wood brown and blacks. So I'll give that a prime. So give us a couple of minutes, I'll come back when that's been primed and I'll talk about what I'm going to be doing next. So I'll talk to you in a minute. Alright, so there we go. It's all primed. Doesn't look like much difference, bit of shine to it. But yeah, so I'll give that probably about hour and a half to dry and I'll come back and do some more. I'll probably end up giving this a bit of a prime, the body of this, because I don't know what else I have to do. So I'll just move all this out of the way for the time being. I'll just have a look at the instructions. Okay, so now I've done part 7 as well. So I've done that. So I've done 8 and 7. So it looks like I need to put all the wheels on next. But, yes, what I'm going to do is I will... So that's the next part I've got to do. So what I'll do is I'll prime the base and the wheels. The base of the ASLAV has to be the, what's it got it here? Sandy yellow. So the base of the ASLAV is the sandy yellow, as you can see there. Oh, you can't really see because of the glare. But, down here. So sandy yellow, the wheel rims have to be the camo green. So I'll get everything primed and everything set up and I'll do all that. Yeah, so I'll come back once I've done that and I'll show you how it's all gone. Okay, so there we are. It's all been primed now. Outlaw Paints primer. Yeah, just need to do a little bit more. There's a little bit of gold still showing on the photo etch. But we'll give that probably an hour and a half to dry. It dries very quickly, but I want to give it a good hour and a half to dry. Going to do all the wheels now. Put them on my little alligator clips, or as I call them, crocodile clips, because we're in Australia. So just like that. So I'll be able to just rotate it when I'm doing it. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this build. I've really got mojo back for this. I think it's the ships that are taking the mojo away a little bit, because they're so big and so much to do on them. Like, I don't know how Peter's doing his bloody Yamato. Hey! I mean, that's just a massive beast of a thing. So, I'll be back once these are all done as well. And, yeah, we'll get into
doing a bit more painting, which I really do enjoy. So, welcome back. Unfortunately, I've told a bit of a furphy. I can't exclusively paint in Outlaw paints. I don't have sandy yellow in the Outlaw paints set. So what I'm going to have to do, sorry Jace, I'm going to have to use a bit of Tamiya dark yellow. Don't know if it's been thinned or even opened. No, it hasn't been thinned, so I'll have to thin that. And I'm also going to have to use flat earth for the brown for the tools and everything. So unfortunately that's what's happened, but the majority of it will be done in the Ozcam camouflage black, the Ozcam camouflage green, the Ozcam Pilbara brown, and maybe the Ozcam camouflage brown. Just depends which one I want to look at first. So I'll get set up to spray the hull. So you can see that's all dry and ready to go. So I'll spray that in the dark yellow. So I'll get myself all set up, get my airbrush set up, and I'll be back shortly. First bit of paint for the build done. And as most of you know, I love painting. I find this to be some of the most pleasurable part of the building. Either brush or airbrush, I don't care. I seriously love it. So I'll just clean off this airbrush and come back and do the rest of the painting. So I'll be back soon. Okay, so here we are back. Colour cup full of Outlaw camouflage green. I'm just doing the wheels. So it's one pass, two passes. Look how good this stuff is. Look at the coverage. Let's hope that zooms in, or focuses I should say. There's not one bit of plastic that's not covered with Outlaw paint there, as you can see. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, again, I know I shouldn't really have to worry about doing the whole wheel, but I am. Like I'll say, I like painting. Yeah, so there we go. Anyway, I'll be back once this is all done. Actually, no, this will probably be my last video for this episode. So again, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Go check out Jason and Peter. Jace hasn't put up a video on this build yet. Old fella's a bit busy, obviously. think Peter did his first on Ice Queen 7's channel the other day. But I'll just be doing mine here. So remember, go check out the playlist. There's one whole video on there now. So after I've spent an hour or so editing this, there'll be another video on. So make sure you go check them out. And I hope you enjoy it. I'm enjoying the build, like I've said. Which is good. It's got my mojo back. So yeah. Well, and again, this Outlaw paint is the shiznit. Seriously is. Perfectly thin. And this actually doesn't smell so funky like the other ones did. Yes, it does. Just got a whiff of it. So yeah, there we go. So there's all my wheels done. There. I've done my my little toolkit bit. Just do that a bit more. Obviously I have to go over the shovel and everything. Make it a bit more realistic. So yeah, I'll see you all in the next episode.